Okay, hello all. It's our TED Talks. Okay, it's now live. Hello all. It's our TED Talks. Today's topic is books. I don't know why we don't have this before because it's the topic for everyone. all of us are book lovers, bookworms, and so on. So the video is pretty short, and I don't know what others says, but for me it's about nothing. It's just a way to start a topic about books, so I don't get too much from this TED talk. And hello, Vasant.
Hello, Vasant.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
So-
nice to see you.
Vasant, we already started our recording, so it's our TED talks about books. You know, I'm sure.
Yes.
So where to start? Directly from questions, or someone wants to add something before? No.
Depends on you.
Sorry.
It depends on everybody. It depends on you. I don't mind.
You're the boss, Ivan.
I just don't have anything to add about this video. It's really short. It's really, I don't know. It's not question asked too much. I think or too many. How it's I don't know. So Diana, did you watch the video?
Yes, I did. I watched the video. Well, actually, I watched it a long time ago, and now when you said that it was about nothing, I'm trying to remember what it was about. So I think that a good thing was which I like, that the idea of comparative reading. I enjoyed that part. I think it is very clever because sometimes when you read the books on the same topic but described from a different angle, you can have an interesting effect, you know, and you can see the same problem from the different angles, which also helps you think critically. So I like that idea. And I also, as a translator and a teacher, of course, I liked the idea of reading books, translation of the same book in different translations of the same book. It is very stop talking. It is very useful, actually, practice, and I liked her way of describing. I don't remember. She was talking about. She was talking about the translation of different words, I think, yeah, and sometimes the connotation of the word, yeah, the idea of the word can be different. It depends on the mentality, yeah. So in different language, the same, well, not object, the same notion can mean different things. I think it is a cool thing.
Good. Teacher Lee, please.
Devil's advocate said good. Oh my goodness, I'm so.
She was just saying she forgot what it was about. I was just going to kind of quickly summarize what the video was. I've got some notes on the whiteboard. Basically, the woman dreamed of becoming a Chinese opera singer when she was a small child, but her adults didn't want her to do that. They wanted her to get an engineering job or something that was more practical and profitable. So they destroyed her dream and wouldn't let her pursue her dream. So she turned to books as an alternative, a way to find a new dream, if you will. And she found that she enjoyed books. And then, as Diana said, she found comparative reading, where you read 2 books at a time and then compare them. She found that honor was maybe a better way to think of her parents rather than obey. She would honor her parents but still be true to herself. She found that maps in different countries, world maps, show different countries in the middle of the world map, and so it depends on your world view. So different people have different world views, if you will. She found that books were a magic portal that she could use to avoid loneliness and feeling helpless and powerless. So she found that a dream's purpose is not only to come true, but more important, to get us in touch with where we can find happiness. So even shattered dreams can still serve a purpose of helping you find where happiness might be located. So books gave her life purpose and clarity again after she initially lost her true dream of becoming a Chinese opera singer. So books helped her find purpose and clarity in life, basically.
Okay, so now we can see when I said it was video about nothing, I just didn't understand it because of my poor English. Gerard, would you like to add something?
No, I'd like to answer tackle our questions.
Okay, let's ask Leila or Sans. Would you like to add something about video content? What you liked or disliked in the video?
No. I agree with Lee and Diane. I will tell you some, funny things later.
Okay, Sans? Okay, he's not here probably. We can go to the questions. We have some questions today. It's very good. And the first one is from Teacher Lee. How have books helped you over your lifetime to date? Question. Gerard, would you like to start?
To date.
To date.
I don't understand the question.
That just means over your lifetime up to now.
Okay. Okay.
It didn't help you to date. Okay, I got
To date. I thought of that. I think I asked some similar questions. I think I used to be a bookworm during my childhood and adolescence, and I think they helped me to enhance to my mindset, to see things from different perspectives, to understand much better our world, because there are different opinions, different point of views from different cultures, different countries, different sort of people. I think it's very useful. Otherwise, we could be restricted to our surrounding, the people that surrounds us, and people from other countries who has a limited point of view. So for me, books have been crucial.
Okay. So in the same time, it's a knowledge, it's entertainment, it's everything. Leila, would you like to add?
To tell you the truth, books have helped me in different ways. One, they helped my creativity. And the second thing is that they helped me to prove myself. I mean, when I want to talk about a topic, if I read a book about the topic, I feel more confident. And the third thing is to have fun. I just read some romance and I like it. Is it enough?
Yes, of course. Of course it's enough.
We have a term called escapism.
Yes.
Escapism means books let you escape this world and go into an imaginary world that's romantic and fun and, different. So escapism.
Yes, usually you understand me. Thanks.
Okay. Vasans, are you here?
Yes,
No?
I'm here.
Would you like to answer to this question?
Yes, books helped me a lot to learn knowledge from different genres, because when I was 10 years old, I was introduced to reading fiction stories like comic books and something. And later on, I developed myself and I started to reading all other genres. I jumped into all other genres, and it helped me a lot. It's like meditation. Just you have to sit for some time and just how to say, it's just like meditation. Reading books is a meditation for me.
Yes, it's a good point. I hope we will have questions about meditation later. Because it should be. It's a very good point. Diana, would you like to add something to answer this question? Diana?
Well, yeah, I'm here. So actually, it has been answered already. Well, I am from the generation when we didn't have much to do at our leisure time. We didn't have computer games and TV that much, you know. So we had to read, and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, it is exactly like an escapism thing, because I found myself involved in wonderful, interesting, absolutely different worlds, yeah, different adventures. I was imagining those adventures, and it was so much more beautiful in my head, you know. And even now, when I watch the movies, oh my goodness, it makes me so mad, you know, because they do everything wrong. So that's why sometimes it is very surprising for me to find out that people just watch the movie first and then decide, okay, well, I don't want to read the book, because, you know, there is a picture, one of the pictures on loop, where don't spoil the book by this movie, you know, something like that. So, but this is actually true. Books for me are the entrance to the absolutely beautiful world.
Okay. But we have a problem.
Yeah,
Everyone,
sure.
everyone here speaking the same. We need an opposite
Absolutely.
opinion.
Yeah,
Teacher
but
Lee,
you're
what about
devil's
you?
advocate. Mm-hmm.
All our dreams, all our hopes are now on you. How you will answer to your own question? Leila, please. Teacher Lee.
When I was at university, I was going to have a test about the book Great Gatsby, written by Scott Fitzgerald. So I first watched the movie and passed the exam.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Desperate times. Desperate measures,
Okay.
right?
I have the same example. In Russian literature, we have one huge book, War and Peace, probably.
Oh.
Yes.
and not to torture young people to read that, modern teacher use movie for that. So
sure.
They just look to the movie and it's enough. Watch to the movie and that's enough. Okay, I will play Devil Advocate as always. So the books were very injuring my life because I never be a good hockey player because of books. I do not train well. I sit down and read. I should run, I should exercise, but instead of that, I read a lot. So it's ruined my life at all.
Absolutely, that's true.
Yes, but for now, I should admit, books are very useful for me because I'm tired to make up new stories for my children each day, and that's why I take book and read it, and it's simplify my life very much.
That's true.
Teacher Lee, would you like to add something to your own question, or we go further?
Well, in my lifetime, it's been my experience that I'm sorry to say most teachers are not very good. So I depend on books to teach me. Usually I'll get a book and I can self-study and learn more myself than I can with the teacher in a classroom most of the time. Now, there are exceptions, but some teachers just aren't that good at making teaching interesting and relevant to real life and that kind of thing. I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yes, it's good. It's a good point too, because it's about opportunity, which books give to all of us. Even if we don't have a teacher, we have a book. It's simple, it's easy, it's it's affordable. So let's go to the new questions. Vasants, it's questions from you. Would you like to read it? No?
No, I have some background noise here, so I can't be in front of my laptop right now. So
Okay.
if someone
Okay.
else, please tell
Okay,
me.
let me read it for you. Have you ever tried reading books as a pair? I'm not, so I'm don't. The simple question. I'm not. Gerard, maybe you or someone?
No,
No.
I'm not either. I always write. I usually read a book and then another.
Mhm. Usually, it's happened to me to read books in the same time, but it was a different genre. One for job about some science, and one for how we call it, usual literature about some romance or like that.
For pleasure.
To pleasure, yeah. So it happens, but I never compare them because no common points here, like that. Leila, someone? Just if you want to answer a question, just write T in our chat. That way I will not to ask
No, I
everyone.
just copy pasted Vasan's questions to help you, sir.
Yes, I see it. But would you like to answer this question?
Okay, I will answer. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, what I did in the past was, okay, I read books in past, but one in English and the other one is the Turkish version to help me to pass the exams. I'm a bit, cheater at that time. I cheated. But let me tell you one thing. I've noticed that translation is really, really difficult. So the meaning is important. As Diane says, translating something must be very important for the people. So now, as a teacher, I can understand that. So I just read books in past to pass my exams. Afterwards, no way.
Okay. But could we consider it like two books? It's the one book, different translation. Is it a pair, Diana? What do you think?
I read, for example, if you're talking about, for example, similar stories from different cultures is something different. Reading books in past is something different. Reading the same book translated in 2 or 3 languages is something different. What can I say? I don't know, because as a translator, sometimes I do that. I have noticed that some people translate word by word and then you can't understand what's happening.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and we have Irina. Let's ask her. Irina, hello. Irina, let's check your sound. Hello.
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 Okay.
Hello, Irina.
So let me copy for Irina all the links again. So it's our whiteboard in the chat, and the current question is: Have you ever tried reading books as a pair, Irina? At the same time, a pair of book.
Of course. Always.
Of course. Why?
2, 3, 4, 5. Because it depends on my mood. When I'm sad, I want to read one book. When I'm happy, I want to read another book. And it's great that I can choose according to my mood.
Okay. Diana, we didn't ask you. What do you think?
Well, I read several books. Usually, I read several books, and sometimes it's the same as you said. Yeah, one is for work, and one is for pleasure, or several are for work, and one is for pleasure. So, but I also don't think that this is like a pair, because it's not like a comparative reading that I think the question was about. So, as for comparative reading, I have never tried that. Probably I will. I don't know, but okay.
Yes,
It's an interesting idea, so probably I will try it. The same topic, different points of view at the same time, so to compare the ideas, to read them like, you know, as a pair. Interesting.
I just remember that I do that once in my youth, but because I have a good memory in that time, I don't need to read it in the same time. I read one and then another one and can compare that. But of course, I cannot do that now, but in my youth it was possible.
Right.
So, going to the next question, right? Okay, next one. What is the book you are reading right now? Share with us something special. What do you read? Who wants?
Me? Okay.
Okay.
I'm reading a novel in French. Translated, the title is The Thief of Sense. It's about an IT guy who steals the sense from the operations, the bank operations, electronic bank operations, so they make a lot of money doing that. He makes a lot of money doing that. You could do that, Ivan.
Is it modern one?
Yeah, it's the modern one.
Okay. Okay, Leila, what do you read now?
Yeah. I'm reading a course book, to tell you the truth, before the lessons start. It is the Market Leader. I want to improve my business English.
Okay, so all work, no play.
Yeah.
This is not fun, but I'm learning a lot of words. I'm just taking down notes and trying to improve my English, business English. It is difficult though.
I see. Diana, do you read something just now?
Yeah, yes, actually, it is the beginning of the school year. Congratulations to all. So that's why my commute reading is here. Yeah, so I think that I will read it more regularly and more, just more, because I have some time during my travel. So, and actually, I'm still on the Clash of Kings, the Clash of the Kings. Gerard knows what I'm talking about. The Clash of the Kings. This is one of the books from the Game of Thrones series. So, and actually, I'm enjoying that. You know, a lot of blood and killing. Wow, love it. So, because the other books that I'm reading, these are the books for my child. So, quite the opposite. Everybody is loving each other and everybody is alive. So, these are the things that I compare now. Life and death.
Good.
Yeah.
So it is comparative reading. What we talk
Absolutely, comparative reading. Yes.
Yes. So you did it. So you do it.
Yes, I'm doing that. Absolutely.
Irina, are you reading something just now?
Yes, recently I'm keen on Lois Lowry books. You know, one book, Giver, that we discussed in our Giver group discussion group, and I adore her books now, and I read it one by one. I want to compare to last her novels in my new composition, and I will present my composition on our site. You will see. Also, I read about Einstein, about his biography. I forgot the name of the author of this book. Also, I read fairy tales for my children, and in addition, my table book, how to say, I don't know, because I use it very often, Cambridge English Advanced. So, a lot of books at the same time.
Good. Vasants, tell about your books. Tell us about your books.
Ivan, Yeah, actually, Ivan knows that I prefer thriller genre, both in movies and books. So now I'm reading Dan Brown's fiction, like Deception Point. Now I'm reading that book. That's a single book. I'm not a multitasker.
Okay, okay, good. And in opposite, I don't read nothing. I read nothing just now. I read just children books each evening, and it's funny. It's entertainment. I never read it before, so I found it's good, and I have a lot of questions about these books, really, because I didn't expect that so much. Blood in these books, so much power and and I didn't expect it in children book, so it's kind of new experience for me.
So actually, you can find blood in children's books. Okay, probably I was not looking in the right places then.
Look at anything. It's I don't know. I don't know English names because I'm reading
yes.
Russian,
Okay.
but take any and you will see some deaths, someone
Yeah,
killing.
and some fairy tales, especially, right?
Yes. And I did not
Scary
expect
stuff.
that. Yes, it's really scary, and I have to explain always, my boy, why one guy killed another guy. Why was it necessary or not? It's good questions. It's sometimes it's hard to explain. Usually I say it is just a tale. It's not real, but it's a bad explanation. I have to work more on my explanations.
Right.
Like that. So teacher, you don't read either, as I see in our chat.
I only read when I have nothing to do. If I'm busy teaching online or working 40 hours a week, normally I don't read. I only read when I've got nothing to do and I can just sit and read for 6-7 hours and just read. I get into it and I read all the way through. Yeah, so usually I don't do it unless I'm really, really idle. But when I do read, I enjoy it.
Good. So next question, what is it? Which book has changed your perspective of the world life? Let's do it another way. I will not ask everyone. Just write T in the chat if you want, if you like to answer. So let me read again. I lose the question. Gerard, please. Irina, please. Sorry. Irina, you are on mute.
Sorry. The book that changed my life was one that was written by a famous swimmer, Vladimir Salnikov. Maybe you know him. He was very, very famous in the past because he broke world records in long distances in swimming. And I was a professional swimmer in the past. I attended sports school. And when I read his book, I was so inspired to work and to challenge myself. And I think that this book changed my life because I started to be very determined. I wanted to overcome any difficulties. And I always had that book in my pocket to be inspired again and again.
So when you have a problem, you just open on page 49 and
yes. And it was many expressions were underscored, underlined. And,
okay. Yeah. It's good. Yes, you inspire us too. Gerard, please.
I think many books have inspired me, but I'd like to name Animal Farm by George Orwell in 1984, but also by the same author. Animal Farm explains, it's a sort of metaphor or allegory that the communism, because he was a left-wing supporter, but people who want to do something good from the left, but then at the end they become dictators as well. So I like this metaphor very much.
Yes, I like all these two books too. I like George Orwell as well, and I like 1984 more. I don't know why, but
Big Brother.
I like yes, I like the story inside the book. We discussed it recently with teacher Lee. He wrote a post with a story in the story, and George Orwell do the same. Leila, please.
When I was at university, we studied A Passage to India, written by Forster. And this book really, really impressed me a lot because I didn't understand that because of the cultural mistrust, anything can happen. I feel respect for, everybody in this world as long as they have good hearts. So after I read this book, I can see that everybody is the same.
Okay, and we have a next question from Vasaz. He asked us to recommend him a book to read, but I think that it's better to do in written form. So let it be a homework for us. Let's share our recommendation in our discussion category. So it will be better, I think, than heard it by voice. So my question. Do you ever try to read chick books? Anyone?
What do you mean?
I
Romantic
didn't
book.
find the definition of chick book.
Really?
I tried. Yes, I couldn't.
I googled it and it's a lot of results.
Maybe
Let me try again.
I searched in another place.
No, really. He said it's 2 million results of chick books.
So you're a better internet user than I.
Yeah.
Teacher Lee, could you please explain us this term?
Chick is a slang for a woman. Not really polite, but it can be. I mean, if people know you don't mean it in a derogatory way, you can say, "What do you chicks want to do?" But usually it's a little bit derogatory. We usually say chick flick. A chick flick is a movie that women like. Usually romance, sentimental, tear jerkers, boo hoo hoo. And then chick books I hadn't heard before, but it's the same thing. It's books that appeal mostly to women. So maybe self-help or romance like Fabian, love stories.
Okay. So
Thank you,
sorry,
thank you.
I mean no insult here. I not invent this term. I got it from the internet, and it was a part of my exercise to get an explanation from teacher Lee. Is it aggressive or not?
It's a common term. It's okay. If you say chick flick, everybody knows what you mean. So if you say chick book, people will understand. It's not, they know you're not meaning it in a derogatory manner.
Okay. Gerard, please.
Yes, I read not very long ago a trilogy of called very popular between women called 50 Shades of Grey. And I think it's a pile of rubbish.
But you've read 3 books, my goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I wanted to,
To know the end of it all. Okay.
Yes, because I wanted to talk with propriety, They said, oh, the books are
Sure.
very good, but bad written, a lot of, I don't know, the plot didn't add up, and it was an ideal of man that, okay, but what's that? This man, this sort of man doesn't exist. It's science fiction.
Okay.
No more? No one?
Yeah.
Okay, I shared my story before. I tried to read, but I was forced to. I have no other books. And I was dying of boredom in my dormitory when I was young. Internet was not invented yet, and I have only one book. And I have a choice to die from boredom or read that. I read that, and I almost die of it's no choice at all.
You just reminded me the episode from the Friends when Joey found Rachel's chick book, and read it, and he really enjoyed that. And then he teased Rachel about that, and she said that's fine. That's the just female sexuality is expressed that way, so I shouldn't be, I don't know, not offended, but I shouldn't feel sorry for myself or something like that. Well, actually, yeah, I think that when I was younger, much younger, when I was not a teenager, well, yes, like a teenager, it was interesting for me, yeah, and I could not speak freely with my parents so my parents do not talk about this stuff. It does not exist for them, so that's why I try to find the different source of information. So, and as I'm a bookworm, so the first choice were books, so, and yeah, but it was funny. It was kind of funny. I chuckled most of the time because it was funny.
Good. So, and you answered it to the next question already. Next question is from Leila. Are you a bookworm? Yes, you are. You just say it. Who
Good
else?
for me. Okay. Killed 2 birds.
Leila, please.
I'm not a bookworm. I read books if I have an aim to read. And as I told you before, I just want to have, some fun. Okay. But let me tell you one thing about myself. I'm an impatient person. When I just start reading a book, I the first pages, and then I read the last pages, and then I go back and start reading the novel or story again.
Leila, it's
That's awful. That's the awful crime. Yeah.
I have no words for that, and now it's recorded in the internet forever.
Absolutely.
But nothing changes,
Yes, the book is already written.
I am impatient. I want to learn what will happen at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
I will never admit in the same crime.
Yeah.
Gerard, please.
I
Leila, if you
was.
finished, sorry. Sorry, my fault. Gerard, please.
I was a bookworm for the same reasons that Leila mentioned, because during my adolescence I didn't have many choices to do, because only 2 TV channels, and I didn't like a sport at this time, so reading was my main hobby. But now I have other hobbies like computing, video games, watching movies, TV series, many other things. So I read books from time to time, but not in the same level.
Okay, and we missed the second. I missed the second part of the questions. Can you guess how many books have you read up to now? Can you guess, someone? I think it's thousands.
2000.
Yes. It's not very exact number, but it's like that. A few sounds, I would say. Vasants, would you like to answer?
Yes, it's countless. I have read a lot of books, and I even prefer ebooks for me, because whenever I'm out of station, I read them to pass the time. So it's countless for me.
Good. So it was a simple question, Leila. Only you said a few, all others countless.
Yes.
And we have the next question. While reading a book, how long can you concentrate on the story? I mean, how many hours can you read? Okay, let me answer. I read while all my children are awake. When they sleep, I finish reading immediately.
Okay, that's because you're reading children's books, children's stories.
Yes, when I was young, it was another story. I read for nights, for the whole nights. I opened the book and I read before it ended. So and after I should to go to university or school or somewhere, it was a torture. But I cannot stop. I couldn't stop. What about you, Gerard?
During my adolescence, I was able to read all day long, only stopping while was eating. Even when I was eating, sometimes I was reading at the same time while I was eating. And my parents told me, okay, don't do that. That's bad for your health. But I enjoyed like reading.
But you're still, yes, you're still alive. Yes, your parents were not right. You're still alive. It's not that bad.
And my eyesight is good. Don't read. They used to tell me, don't read because we don't have enough light, but I don't have to wear glasses, so I'm lucky.
Yeah, the same.
When I was student, we were clueless. We always joke of such person who read and don't watch what they eat. We always add salt or something bad or change titles or something just for joke, because you have to concentrate when you're eating.
Sure. If the book attracts my attention a lot, I can read for 2 hours. Only 2 hours. Then I must have a break. And then I could go on.
Leila, I know why. Because you already know the ending.
Right. You said everything. Impossible, you know. Lots of things that I have to learn. But this is my character. For example, I can't go to the cinema because I can't sit for a long time.
Yes, I understand. The same with me. The sound is very noisy in modern cinema. I cannot sit. I have to special devices in ears. Vasant, please. How long can you read?
Actually, when it comes to thriller genres, I can sit and read as long as it can. Actually, until I turn over the last pages, except the time of eating. That's it.
Okay, so it's a common pattern in our class.
Yes, I love thriller. When the book grabs your attention, you can sit and read as long as it takes.
Teacher, there must be some idiom to say it. Once a time or something. I'm how to say it? I'm pretty sure it must be some idiom about and
hooked when you know, yeah. Actually, it depends upon the book, it depends upon the author, it depends upon your inner state. Sometimes one and the same book can, you know, give you different impression when you read it, you know, in different parts of your life. Yeah. So, but as Vasant says, sometimes I can stop doing everything for a good book, you know. I just read and read and read and read, and I eat and read, and I help my daughter with her homework, and I'm very, very you know, not very pleasant to her at that moment because the book is very absorbing, you know. So, and I cannot sleep because the book is really absorbing, and well, that's a problem. Yes, I am Diana and I love books. Okay.
Sounds good for me. Leila, please.
I love books, but I can only read for 2 hours and I don't do anything.
And I'm not afraid to say that. Yes.
Good one. Yes. Thank you. Okay. And be prepared. It's a new question. It wasn't announced. I will just make it up. So you are not ready. Ready? Okay. Would you like to? Do you like to reread your books? Do you like to read again and again and again? I'm always read book at least twice, maybe triple times. My favorite books I read for 100 times, again and again, a few years ago. So what about you, Leila?
Yes, I started reading a book last month. It is about Zen Buddhism, and it was difficult to understand. I took down some notes, but I will read it again.
Yes, but I mean, when you finish the book, do you read it again, ever?
Yeah, why not? Because if I enjoyed it a lot, or it's going to be an extreme view, but if I don't understand some parts of it, yes, I have done it a lot of times in my life.
Okay, and if you have 2 hours more, right?
Break and 2 hours.
Okay. Okay. No one else? We will never know. Okay. Gerard? Diana, please. Sorry.
Yeah, Diana.
Yeah, yes, I do reread books, and I love the feeling, you know. It's when you love the book, you come back to it. It's like your very good friend. Yeah, it's very cozy feeling when you reread the book. You know the story already, but you find some new details every time. So, and I have like, okay, To Kill the Mockingbird is one of my favorites, and I reread it like every year, you know. I love it. Actually, I read Russian version translation, Ukrainian translation, and the last time I read it in the original. I wanted to do that, but I couldn't find the book. But I found the book and I read it in the original, and you know, it was like the new story for me. You know, I'm not telling that the translation is different, but my impression was absolutely, you know, like new and fresh. I like that. I love rereading the books, and now I'm trying to read them in the original if I can find the original, you know, and I can try to do that.
Okay, Gerard?
I don't usually do that. One exception was The Never-Ending Story by Michael Ende, and another one is The Little Prince. I read it in 4 languages: Catalan, Spanish, French, and English. But because I always think, okay, it's better if I start a new book. So there are a lot of good books there, and there was a very good thing, a nice thing. Libraries. I love libraries because most books I read came from the libraries,
Yes, but new book can be good or not, and all book you already know it's good.
I usually finish all the books I start, even if they are not very good.
Okay. Vasant, please, the same question.
Yes, I read some books like biographies and any non-fiction genre books because they have a lot of facts. So you need to refer the facts for some time. And when it comes to biography, you may like that person very much. So you wanted to get inspired again and again. So some people want to read biographies too. That's my point.
I see. And you know, our time is almost past, and we have a lot of questions. It's my fault as a manager. So what can we do? Irina, can you please choose one question from the rest and answer it? Anything, what you like. I can copy it if you like. Copy them. We have a lot of questions from Gerard and from Irina. So
I don't think that the rest questions are better than the last one. I like the last one question. I also like to read books, but I like to take a long break between the first and the second and the third reading. And of course, I think that classical books, I don't know, classic books or classical books? Classical, maybe. Lee, classical book or classic books?
B is not. B is absent.
Okay.
Classic, I think.
Because
Classical?
I think
Classical.
there are books that should be read by everyone in the world, I guess. Because they are so great that I think in any culture there are classical, no,
Classical.
classical.
Yes.
Yes, Bach, Beethoven, classical, so classical book. I know in our culture, Turgenev's, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky books are classical books. And maybe you will share your classical books of your culture.
I think it's wrong. It's classic books according to the dictionary. Classic books, not classical.
We usually use classical for music by Beethoven and Bach, classical music. But normally, if it's just famous, we'll say it's a classic.
Not famous, but I mean that it's like Bach's or Beethoven's music. It's the same.
Irina, I think it may be our Russian classification. We got it from school, and that's why we're trying to classify it.
Not classical, no, because it changed my thought. Classic, it's not famous books. Turgenev's books are not famous around the world. They are classical because I don't know how to explain. Because they tell things that can be explained better only by this author.
Okay. Okay, so we have a little time, so I need to make two announcements. First one, the Google is closing up the Google Hangouts. It will be somehow started in another way. I don't know how exactly. We will read it. We will start it next week. So just be prepared to technical problems. We will solve it. It's okay. So another announcement is teacher Lee prepared a dictionary, vocabulary for us from this class. And we ask everyone to make a story using this vocabulary and put it in our discussion group. It's our homework. Please do it. Because teacher Lee, yes, we will check, and there will be a prize. I think. Teacher Lee, please.
I just want to cover a few words that I heard someone mispronounce. Series. It's not series, or I can't remember how it was pronounced, but series, a series of books, a book series. Adolescence, trilogy, biography. That's all.
If that's all, we do a remarkable job. If that's all.
Yeah. You're all doing very well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet all.
I feel right at home as if I'm in America.
Okay, so don't forget about your homework, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all for now. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you all. Bye.